Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis of gold and silver. We'll look at the dollar, the 10-year yield, and go through all the precious metals. So we'll go through here. This is my financial opinion. Please don't use it as advice. And we'll start getting into it right here with the dollar. So the dollar was up higher today. The Dixie up 0.57%. So people ran into the dollar today. If I were to guess, let me get on a daily candlestick. Yep. It was kind of going sideways, and then it all popped in after the Fed spoke. You can see it right here on the daily candlesticks. And this is minute candlesticks on the daily time frame. And then the 10-year yield was going sideways, and then they released some information saying they're going to do rate hikes, and that also shot higher. Backing out, this looks like rates are going to go higher for sure. This is going to work out, in my opinion, in favor of higher gold, silver, and all those prices. Now, today, people view it as weakness. They're going to sell gold. They've got a strong dollar. So the initial response was dollar higher, 10-year yield higher. And that combination can hit gold and some of the precious metals. So looking at gold, yeah, it sold off today. A little wick at the top. Let's go to the 1 year. On the daily, we got we're back inside this pattern. A little bit of a sell-off today. Looking at the daily candlestick, you can tell that we had a nice big sell-off right here from 1830 all the way down to 1817, more towards when they released the information. Looking at silver, again, it got sold off again today. We were coming back for a retest, sold back into the pattern. We'll see if this thing holds down here. It did close quite strong. But again, guys, I'm remaining positive on gold and silver and platinum. I do think that the market conditions are great. We just had, some news where it's pricing in a rate hike. It says that people think that rate hikes are bad for gold and silver, but in my opinion, they are good. Obviously, they're not good on the day that they release the news, and especially with an increasing dollar. But I think it'll work out in our favor in the long term. That's why these patterns that are massive are forming a breakout and a retest and then eventual move higher. It's coming irrespective of what happened today, so don't worry. Be patient. We got the wick at the top. Platinum was going to run. Maybe it was pricing in or thinking that they weren't going to do a rate hike, but they did, and I think eventually it will work for it. Now, since gold was down, we're going to see some pullbacks here. So obviously we had some sell-offs in Karora Resources. EXK sold off today quite dramatically. Is this going to continue to head lower? We're going to have to wait and see what tomorrow brings us. I can't tell you if this is just news related. Hopefully we can turn around and head on higher. If it's something that is deeper than just news related, then yeah, it could head a little bit lower. We'll see. I think it's just news related, and I think that people just sold the news, and we're going to head on higher here in the short term, medium term, however you want to say it. But I'm patient, guys. I just hold on. Metallic Minerals got a nice big bullish engulfing that usually resolves itself higher, but that one looks good. Korea Resources getting sold off today. The majority of the sector is getting sold off. A little bit of a sell-off here in Discovery Silver. First Majestic Silver, yeah, it's still down here at support. Newmont Corporation, a little bit of a down day. Most everything's a down day. If you've got gold selling off by 30 bucks in a day, you're going to have a down day. And Yamana Gold still looks good. It's right at the support of this big breakout here. Impact Silver getting a little bit of a sell-off today on the news. Aftermath Silver getting a little bit sold off. Arcana Gold, yeah, small down day. PLG up a teeny bit. It's right at support. And then obviously a lot of the royalty companies are going to be going down with a $30 down day in gold. Franco-Nevada just holding flat. EMX, royalty. Again, we're right, kind of doing a super back test. We'll see if this thing can pop back up. Tootin was flat. Wheaton Precious Metals, WPM, Basically just small down day. GROY, gold royalty. This is a bearish engulfing, but we'll see if that actually plays out to the downside or not. Metallo royalty, just heading sideways, down day. There's no reversal candlestick pattern there. Mavericks Metals, more of a large down day, bearish engulfing. We'll see if this is a bearish engulfing. It may just go sideways and then head higher, because we've got news. And news can throw some of these things into weird patterns. And sometimes they mean something and sometimes they don't. Small down day, right at support for Royal Gold. And then a Cisco Gold royalty, OR, down a little bit for a Cisco Gold, kind of below its support line. I would just be holding on, seeing what's going to happen here. I am not in the camp that rate hikes are going to hurt this. I think it's going to help it in the long term. But in the short term, we are still very early to this mix. So I'll say this. We've got a lot of stimulus in the front of this, which is all, I'll call it synthetic, driven by the Federal Reserve. Behind this, and early in its phase, is an expansion phase of real estate. It's early in its loaning cycle. The housing starts are starting to come up. We're at 1.7 million, which is it's a decent expansion phase. Problem is, the inflation from that expansion phase is usually delayed into the market maybe 18 months to 2 years. So that's the delay of it for it to actually hit our inflation metrics. So we've got this huge stimulus push in the beginning. And then behind it, we're going to rely on the loans and the loan growth in the expansionary phase of real estate. We could be in a lull between those two. There might be a period where there's a little lull between them, where the stimulus money kind of runs out a little bit, and then the loans coming into existence in the expansion phase, that loan credit creation comes in, and there may be a lull between the stimulus money and the loan creation. That's the only spot I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen. But what I am doing is I'm holding on. There's no reason for me to sell these cheap assets. We are seeing things turn in terms of ratios. I can do another video on that on our ratio weekly update. But the ratios are all turning in our favor. So what I do is I do nothing. I just sit there and listen to the news, watch these people sell or buy based off of the news, and the structural underpinnings are already there. So the structure underneath the market is saying inflation, expansionary phase, and rates are going to go higher. And those rates under an inflationary period, usually the money rotates into these sectors. Did it rotate into today? No, it didn't. We had a sell-off. I would say it's pretty much across the board. So that's what we have to do. We have to wait for this news to get priced in, wait for people to sell out of their stocks and drag the commodity market down with it, and then we go higher. If you like this analysis, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.